How's it going, folks? It's Lobo and welcome back to the channel. So of course the time on the screen is when you can catch my reaction, if that's all you're here for, because right now we're going to be talking about WandaVision. But before that, I just want to say I will be either after this episode or at the very least tomorrow, I will be reacting to La Llorona if you're interested in that. If I'm pronouncing that correctly also, but that is a horror movie apparently set in the Conjuring verse, and I've been a fan of those movies as well as the Annabelle movies, so I have to watch that. And Annabelle Comes Home, that is before, I think it's either next week or at the very least it's like less than 2 weeks away is the new Conjuring movie, which I'm looking forward to. So we're gonna be watching that movie either after this episode or tomorrow, because I have to do it at some point and I keep chickening out. But anyway, I'm excited for that. But now on to WandaVision. I'm excited for this episode. Episode 3 is what we're going to be reacting to. But so far the series, just in general, has been something I've never seen before. Generally speaking, I do not watch a lot of television. I've always been more about movies. Well, I say television, but I have watched a lot of shows, but that's more in the past. I think they've lost their mark on regular TV at least. And you could really see now that the dominance is on these streaming platforms. And I really think shows like Game of Thrones paved the way for that, even though I know about the ending mishaps and stuff, but streaming has become the new big hitter for the past couple of years. So I really think it's going to dominate television, but I don't know why I'm talking about that, but I'm just saying this show is done very well for itself because it's such a oddball idea, and it kind of does require some good, financial backup in terms of budgeting, because like I said, I was thinking every episode was going to do a different theme or time frame, and it's been doing that. The beginning was either the 40s or 50s, that black and white look, kind of classy, retro, and then this one was more 60s. Okay, we're moving into this more kind of industrial of families, so to speak. This industrial, I don't want to say the Industrial Revolution, but this industrialization in terms of neighborhood family growth, I want to say. Obviously, every decade has its own style, but I feel like that push off from the 60s onward is really when things started to drastically change over the course of the past 50, 70 years, so to speak. But this show has done very well with what it's trying to do so far, I'd say. It is kind of a mix of like I said, the sitcom, rom-com that it's portrayed and marketed as, but it still does the twists of something that's not quite right. Kind of makes you feel like you're in the Twilight Zone, but it's also, again, like I said, because it's one of these streaming shows, it's done incredibly well with awesome sets, costume design, and everything. It's all top tier. And I am excited for this episode, but I also want to say, if I remembered correctly, last episode was interesting because we had the beekeeper that came out of the sewers, and that was odd. And again, that was one of those things where in the first episode you saw the boss, Mr. Hart, he was choking, and things just got a little dark and freaky, and you're like, what is going on? And then it just quickly snapped back to a kind of laughable moment. Same thing with Dottie, she broke a glass because the radio was saying, who's doing this to you, Wanda? And again, it was one of those moments, but then real quick, they just popped the joke. It's like brushing it off. So I have a new theory, even though like I said, I'm always really wrong on my theories. Last episode, I broached the idea that I thought Iron Man snapping back everybody into existence half brought back Vision and created this alternate dimension reality that one is stuck in. That's a little far-fetched now that I think about it, but I think something is more plausible. And today I was on Instagram and I saw some I was looking through, when you go on your Instagram feed or whatever this thing's called. Despite my age, I am not tech savvy at all. I'm horrendous at apps and shit. But when you go to your search filter and it just brings up stuff you like, I was seeing something about this old show Roseanne, not the new one, the older one. But I saw a bit of that show a long time ago. It's on regular TV here and there, and it's whatever. But if, to my knowledge, the end of that was Dan was really dead, and Roseanne kind of cooked up everything in her head. I did not mean to rhyme that. But that's making me wonder, what if this is also the same situation with Wanda? And I think there's a little bit of evidence that supports that. And it was really about last episode that kind of is fueling my theory, because the guy, if you listen to the guy on the radio, again, I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. But the guy on the radio was saying, Wanda, who's doing this to you? So I'm like, okay, I have a hiccup. But no, really, I was like, okay, that's weird, because this guy's questioning her, who's doing this to you? So what does that mean? Is because obviously this whole world she's in, this universe, whatever you want to call it, this reality, it's not real. So someone is doing it to her, or it could just be herself doing that. And I think once that beekeeper guy came out of the sewer and it was all trippy and stuff, and she said no, and then everything just rewound, and it was blissful and joyful. And she did, or well, I don't know if she did it, but color appeared and all looked joyous and happy. So I'm like, was somebody trying to pull her out of her own fake reality and she didn't want to leave? So she was like, no, this is my world now, or some shit. I don't know, but it's interesting to see how this is all unraveling. We're only 2 episodes in, now about to be 3, and things are really getting intriguing and kind of really revving up, so to speak. It's really starting to get on a faster pace. I don't know if this episode is going to be like faster than the last. I think by the end of the series that would be a little too fast, but either way, I'm sure there's going to be other things. And also, I want to say something I noticed, because obviously when I edit this, I kind of have to watch the show again. And I noticed on the truck, the airplane she found in the bush, and the beekeeper, I think on his back, they had this like symbol. It was like a sword in, I want to say a C, and then it was just like a sword with the hilt on the bottom. The blade was sticking upwards. Kind of reminded me of like a Jedi symbol. I don't know if that's an Easter egg for something. That's something that was in the MCU, or just has ramifications for future episodes or something, but I think there's something more at work, and I potentially could have missed that symbol in the first episode, but I'm not too sure. But just the fact that they made it, like speaking of the writers and directors, appear on the airplane with color, and then also on the guy crawling out of the sewer, that obviously cannot be a coincidence and was intentional, so I'm wondering why. A lot of questions, so let's see if any of them get answered. I'm excited, and we're going to start right now as soon as I uncross my leg. Here we go. This episode's name is Now in Color. So I guess it's going to be in color from now on. Supporting the theory that the time is getting closer and closer to present day. We got the iconic Marvel intro right now. So I'm just wondering if this is going to be the 70s, because it looked like the 60s last episode. Oh, yeah. Yep. This is so 70s already. I don't know if they model every intro after like a show from the past or whatever. So nothing comes to mind when I see this, but I know exactly what they're going for, and they just do such a great job at these. Even their hairstyle is all different. Is this supposed to be the Brady Bunch? I've never seen that, but I don't know, because I saw the multiple tiles. I could be wrong. This is crazy, bro.
Or blue.
You're at about 4 months now. Is that right? I thought so. We let the little ladies. 7 pineapple, 8 honeydew.
Hypothetically speaking, what size
That's true.
room would it be at, say...
See the doctor.
Good idea. Yes. Thank you so much for dropping by, Dr. Nielsen.
I'm just
Man,
glad
the
you
aesthetic
called
of
me
this
in
is just
time.
so
I'm taking your
groovy.
wife on vacation.
Strangest thing just happened outside with her. Whoa, Nelly! You've gotten bigger.
Have I? I can't tell from this angle.
Papaya.
Is that what a papaya is? I've never even heard of that until now.
Tommy.
It's due Friday afternoon.
In 3 days? Maybe I should sit down.
Are they really gonna have kids? What is happening?
Excellent. Gives us a chance to work on our breathing exercises. It should go like this.
Yeah, it's not working. I can still feel it.
Sorry.
Yo, is this her kid doing it? If the child inherited both of their powers, yo, that kid would be overpowered, man.
Do these earrings make me look fat?
What?
Oh, thank God.
It appears that the whole block is out.
Oh, Dottie's back.
Fake contract.
I think something's wrong here, Wanda. Yes, I know what you mean.
Wait. Did my thing glitch out, or was that... Was she setting it back again because he's figuring it out? I don't know what to think, bro. This is making me second guess myself. Shh. No, I think that's in the thing. Yo, this does have to be Wanda, like, controlling everything, then. Yo, she's in heavy denial or grief or whatever, then. Jesus. Fabricating an entire reality?
When you want to get away, but you don't want to go anywhere. Hydra Soak. Find the goddess within.
Hydra again, and it's the same two people that always do the commercials. That's interesting. This is so weird.
I'm just looking. Ow. No! I mean, no, thank you! Would you look at that? What? Fruit! Wanda! Thank you.
Oh, look at me going on and on like you got all the time in the world. Let me go on and get out.
No. Tell me about the temp job.
Oh, that's my girl. So, yesterday, my boss, Mr. Haddix, was good minutes before the big presentation. And Mr. Haddix is
Yo, did you just kill it?
No.
It's coming. Oh, the baby's coming.
You're pregnant?
Hilda awaits, and my car.
You know you're breathing, right? Wanda, I can hear you.
This whole scene with no context is so weird, bro. This is so bizarre. I certainly did not expect this to happen this episode, I can tell you that.
Well, don't you want to meet your son as yourself?
That baby has the bluest eyes I've ever seen. It's like season 1 Ragnar eyes, man. What the hell? That kind of scared me.
There's another baby coming.
Whoa, twins?
Oh, did you lose power too?
Oh, sure did. But
I think he's gonna try to catch them on a lie. I think he's figuring it out.
I'm a twin. I had a brother. His name was Pietro.
Quicksilver. That's her first reference to, like, actual real life.
He was killed by Ultron, wasn't he?
What?
What did you say?
She's new to town. Brand new.
Yo, what
family.
is happening?
no husband. I'll take a shift rocking the babies.
No, I think you should leave.
Oh, Wanda, don't be like that.
What the hell is going on?
She has no home.
Oh shit, it's the sword symbol I was talking about.
I better get going. That macrame is not going to hitch itself.
This is so weird.
Up. Where's Geraldine?
Oh, she left, honey. She had to rush home.
What the hell? Dude, this vibe changed like that. This is present day. Okay. What the hell is going on, man? Oh my. Okay. Okay, we're gonna talk the hell out of this. Jesus Christ. Okay, so I shut it off literally like a minute ago. Now we're gonna talk about this. All right, so far this is definitely the most craziest episode and the most kind of what the hell is happening, man. But I want to talk about a few things. To start off was just start off with the setting that I feel like that was the 70s. I said it reminded me of the Brady Bunch, even though I haven't seen that, but that's just something that popped in my head when I saw the intro and they had all the different tiles, because as far as I know, the Brady Bunch had like a lot of people in it, and I don't know, I'm getting those vibes. Obviously the 70s, the kind of the grooviness or whatever, but yeah, so it does. It looks like it's kind of culminating, excuse me. Why did I say coming? Excuse me. I'm getting hiccups now because I'm getting so giddy to talk about this. But it does. It looks like every episode is coming closer and closer to present day. But this one was the furthest they've ever taken leaps in terms of being like, okay, something's not right here. And Vision in this episode was constantly seeing something's not right. And Wanda, I thought it was, I had to check. I thought it was my monitor just having a glitch and rewinding or something, because it was a break cut off like that. So I was like, is something wrong, or was that intentional? Because she's almost like flicking the switch and turning things back. She did that last episode. She said no to the beekeeper, and then things reversed and they didn't go outside. Instead they stayed in. They saw she was pregnant, they kissed, and everything turned to color. So obviously she had to change the setting on that. So this one most likely has the same implications. But even when Vision went outside and saw Agnes and, was it Herbert? By the way, I didn't know Agnes had like bluish green eyes. I mean, I've only seen her in black and white episodes, but I always thought she had like dark brown eyes. Maybe that was because of the filter, the black and white filter, but I didn't know she had light colored eyes. But even then, he was asking them, and they were like, "Oh, Wanda, yeah," because they didn't know. This is so strange. I should really process this first, but I'm just trying to come up with things I've noticed. Sorry. Oh my god, I accidentally kicked my desk. I'm sorry for that. But talking about how this is progressing very fast, we have the children, which is odd. Billy and Tommy, that's weird. I don't know if that's a comic thing, but they had them in a day. Like, okay. But that does make me think, because if this is Wanda's own reality that she's carved up, because we saw her marry Vision in the first episode, that's obviously something she never got to do while he was alive, and now they have children, and that's obviously something they never got to do because he's no longer alive. So is she really just gathering everything she never had and always wanted in this fabricated universe, so to speak? Or is it the opposite? Because everything points to Wanda being the one in control. The Wanda, who's making you do this? Or she saying like no to the beekeeper and then making Vision go back in time so he forgets that he's figuring it out. Because the only thing that makes me say, what if it's not her in control, was her friend, because she said, your brother was killed by Ultron. I'm like, yo, what? So how does she know the present day? And how did she get to the present day? She fell out of some time portal to present day, obviously. Like, what? And who picked her up? Because I didn't see a S.H.I.E.L.D. logo. I don't think that was S.H.I.E.L.D. Or what if that's some other organization? Because she had, what I was pointing out before this episode began, was I noticed this symbol, a reoccurring symbol of a sword in like a circle or a C or whatever. And then they, last episode at the Hydra watch, they mentioned Hydra again. I don't know if it's, I think Hydra is pretty much dismantled at this point, unless it's risen again. But I doubt it. Or maybe this is an entirely new organization. There's a lot of questions going on. Okay. Let me put this out there. Or just, again, I'm saying my thoughts, but when I look at Vision, it makes me wonder a few questions, because obviously none of this is real. It's either from the standpoint of Wanda being in control or someone controlling her. But either way, Vision is not alive. He's not actually there. He's just not there, period. Wanda is there in one way, shape, or form, either by her own choice or someone else is forcing her to be in this fake world. But again, like I said, since Vision's dead, how does he have his own mind? Like, how is he able to pick apart this reality? Because he's done it twice in this episode and before. Well, he's had concerned looks in the first and second episode. He's had concerned looks about things that are going wrong, like Mr. Hart. He looked freak out when he saw the beekeeper. He asked, "Who is that?" But now in this one, he's told Wanda, I feel like, I don't know if he said I feel, but I think he said, I think something's wrong. And that's when she flipped the switch and it rewound again. But then on this one, I kind of want to rewind a bit. Can I? Well, you won't see, but I'm gonna go back a bit. There was a certain part, he asked the neighbors about Wanda. Okay, sorry about that. No, he asked the neighbors about Wanda. I don't know if he was trying to catch them in a lie, but they were not very direct, and they were kind of avoiding his questions altogether. And he looked like, again, that same look of kind of, what is going on? This is really, really getting interesting. I kind of want to watch another one. Well, I'm going to kind of have to. Well, I'm going to watch one tomorrow because Loki is going to come out June 9th. I kind of calculated this. I fell behind because I'm going to have to watch all of this, then all of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Of course, I'll put that on my channel. But then I'm going to have to watch Loki on the 9th. So I'm going to have to do an episode like starting next week every day. And then on some days, they're going to have to like 2 or 3 episodes in a single day. So we're caught up with Loki. Or maybe I can just... Maybe I'll record all of them prior to Loki, like all the episodes of this and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I'll do like every other day, but also record Loki on the day it comes out. So before the second episode of Loki, I'm sorry if this is all hypothetical and I'm just trying to plan out loud. But before the second episode of Loki airs, I'll have all of this out, of course, all of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then the first episode of Loki, they'll all be out. But I'm really digging this show now. I mean, I was in the beginning. Again, like I said, I don't watch sitcoms ever. I don't really watch like comedy shows. I guess if you could consider, well, that would be a lie. Because anytime it's on like TBS, like I say I'm eating dinner or lunch or something, I don't put it on, but like I'll put on TBS, and most of the time they have on things like Friends, Big Bang Theory, Seinfeld. So like those will be on. Those are obviously like comedy shows, but I don't do it like forcefully. I don't seek it out. So this genre is never a choice I would make, but I'm enjoying it because it's not just this genre. There's more to it. There's the twists, there's the turns, there's the constantly changing of the time setting, and then there's this underlying plot that you would only have to know if you watched previous MCU movies. Really, the main influences I'm seeing here is really this Age of Ultron. Because obviously that was the birth, that was when Vision was created. He had the Mind Stone in his head. That's when her brother died. I can't pronounce his name correctly. And I don't remember his name. I know it started with a P, but he was her twin brother. And he was Quicksilver. Again, I haven't seen the X-Men movies. And I said this, I think in the first episode. I have seen the spoiler that the original actor for Quicksilver from X-Men is in this. But apparently he's not playing that character. It's just like a cameo Easter egg sort of thing. But I said maybe at some point in the summer. Also, I would do an X-Men just reaction of all the movies because I've never seen X-Men before. But just the fact that specifically was mentioned and Ultron killing him, you're like, okay, you're getting at a really, not current events, but more like along the lines of, okay, this is actual thing. This is actually real. But I'm really, now it's making me second guess everything because we know with the Loki series, it's more of like I don't know what the name of the people. I in my mind, I call them like timekeepers or whatever. Loki's broken reality, and so they're there to like restore order. Because remember when the Ancient One did like the line in Endgame, and then she's like, "Oh, you mess with time," and then it branches out and shit. That's the premise of the new Loki series. But I'm wondering if there's any other like powerful beings that are overwatching this series, so to speak. Because her friends, I can't remember the name for some reason. I was so good with names, now I forget. Her friend that helped her deliver her babies, she's the one who broached the idea. Well, not broached the idea. She's the one that said, yo, Ultron killed your brother. But then she got teleported to present day. So I'm like, what? It has to be one of the two things happening. Either Wanda's in control of this reality or somebody else is and is forcing her to be there. Because that voice on the radio is saying, Wanda, who's making you do this? It could either be he's trying to help her or he doesn't know that she's doing it of her own free will. But then that makes me wonder, how could her friend come from this fake reality into an actual universe of like ours? I mean ours. Like speaking in the terms of the MC universe, saying that as like, hey, this is Earth 1 Prime, whatever you want to call it. This is the real world. So she came from a fake world to a real world. Like, how is that even possible? I know there's a lot more questions of how is this possible to ask, but still, unless she was put there as like a kind of agent or whatever to monitor her or stuff, because I've seen shows or something like this premise where their job is to confuse a certain person or make them believe what they're seeing is real. So did she slip up by saying Ultron? But then again, why would she say that? And then she instantly denies it afterwards. Like, no, I was saying you were... She said something like, oh, your kids are nice or whatever, but she completely put on the switch and just denied everything. But again, it was just like the thing with Mr. Hart and Dottie where something dark happened and then they just pop a joke like nothing ever happened. But you could see Vision was right. Something is quite not right. And this is getting very good, and I am looking forward to more. And I'm definitely going to record one tomorrow. Right now it's 11:02. So I don't know if I want to watch La Llorona get my shit scared out of me. So we'll see. I don't know. Should I? I'm not gonna lie, I kind of do want to watch another episode of WandaVision, but I have to edit this one and then a movie on top of that, which does take time. I'm not complaining about the time. It's more of I just don't have the storage right now on my PC, but we'll see. This is really picking up. This is getting very good and very confusing, but I'm sure it will all answer itself because I had questions last episode that have, for the most part, been answered in this one. So I'm sure, again, as it goes on, it will start to be answered. When I get hiccups, you know it's time to the end of the episode. So hope you guys enjoyed this. I guess if I had to leave some questions I have for next episode, is it going to be the 80s? I know that's generic, but 80s, I feel like that is the best time out of them all. I don't know why. I vibe with the 80s aesthetic so hard. Maybe that's because of Stranger Things, but I just do. I love everything about it. The kind of the lights, the style, the kind of techno, you know what I mean? But we'll see, because if this does pick up, like, are her children going to age? Are they also going to reappear? Is Vision going to be back to his normal self, speaking of the one that's oblivious to everything, or is he going to be questioning his existence again? Because he asked where her friend was, and she said, oh, she left. Oh, wait a minute. She said she left. Did she kick her out? Was she the one that sent her in the present day? Yo, what is I don't know. Okay. We're just going to have to watch and see, because I'm just getting too many questions and not enough answers right now. So, like I said, hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'm probably going to watch the La Llorona movie, and I'm going to watch, I'm going to watch the movie, and I'll do the reaction tomorrow, and then I'm going to try to be like boom, 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 and let them all out. Actually, no, wait a minute. I made my plan. We're going to stick with every other day. I'm sorry for confusing you. Every other day. So this one will be up, oh no, it's not midnight yet. So this one's going to be up. Is today Thursday? This will be up on a Friday. Then episode 4 will be up on Sunday. So hope you guys are excited. I'm excited to watch it and get some of my answers, hopefully. So like I said, hope you guys enjoyed. But until then, I'll catch you folks in the next video.